12 big brands come under the Volkswagen Group. These brands are not like the companies under Stellantis, whose majority of the big brands are in debt, and some other brands under Stellantis are never heard of. Every brand under the Volkswagen Group is a segment leader. May it be Audi, which is a member of the German trio. Audi is always ranked at the second or third rank in terms of selling luxury cars. Or may it be Lamborghini or Porsche, which are considered to be the world's biggest sports car manufacturers. Or may it be Skoda or Seat, which have captured the majority of the European markets. Or may it be brands like MAN, Scania, and Ducati. The Volkswagen Group has every such brand that is highly profitable for the Volkswagen Group. And that's why, in terms of revenue, the Volkswagen Group is even ahead of Toyota. Apart from huge profitability, due to having many big brands, the Volkswagen Group has the advantage of part sharing. For example, the engines of Audi are being used in the cars of Volkswagen and Lamborghini, which increases the profit margins of these brands. Why has the Volkswagen Group acquired so many brands? And how was it able to do so? To understand all about this, we must listen to a fascinating story. Due to this, in a tale of events, the Volkswagen Group can grow to such a great height. This story starts immediately after the completion of World War I. The Volkswagen Group started with the manufacturing of a low-cost car that could be afforded by any ordinary German citizen. Because till the early 1930s, rich people could only afford a car in Germany, and that's why the name of the company was Volkswagen, which means people's car. The Transport Ministry of Germany asked all the car makers to submit a design of an affordable, reliable, and practical car model. In the year 1934, Ferdinand Porsche submitted a design for his car. Yes, the same Porsche. Adolf Hitler selected the design of this car, and then the prototypes of this car were also selected. Yes, Adolf Hitler, who killed 69 lakh Jews in the gas chamber and then burned the dead bodies in furnaces. In the year 1938, the production of this car was started in a factory in the German city of Wolfsburg. But in the year 1939, World War II began, and manufacturing of the cars was stopped so that military equipment could be manufactured in the same factory. But till the year 1945, the year in which World War II ended, a lot of damage was also caused to the factory of Volkswagen due to the bombing, and that place was now unsuitable for the manufacturing of cars. At that time, Germany's economic conditions were dire. People were starving in many areas, and every middle-class German was desperately searching for a job. But as fate would have it, Germany's fortunes took a turn when a British army officer, Ivan Hurst, stepped in. He took control of Volkswagen's bombed-out factories and started the production of Beetle cars for the British Army. Then, in 1947, Volkswagen began producing Beetle cars for civilians as well. This Beetle car was a revolutionary product for its time. Its combination of reliability and affordability made it a global sensation, marking the beginning of Volkswagen's incredible transformation. And from here, everything started changing for the better. By the early 1960s, Beetle cars had become so popular that the waiting period stretched to 12-18 months. By 1965, sales of Beetle cars had crossed 1 million units, and this single model was contributing over 75% of Volkswagen Group's total sales. During the early 1960s, the Volkswagen Group found itself at a critical juncture. On one side, the Beetle was achieving massive global success, becoming a household name in affordable and reliable transportation. But on the other side, Volkswagen faced fierce competition in larger car segments. Competitors like Opel and Ford launched cars with 1.5-liter engines in Europe, directly challenging Volkswagen's compact sedan, the VW 1500. At this point, most of Volkswagen's sales relied heavily on the Beetle. While the Beetle's dominance was a good thing, Volkswagen's attempts to diversify its product range were struggling to gain traction. This lack of diversification was becoming a significant concern. To address this, Volkswagen identified the need for cars with engines below 2 liters to improve competitiveness. In 1965, Volkswagen made a game-changing decision. It acquired a 75.3% stake in Audi. At the time, Volkswagen's own production facilities had limited capacity, but Audi's plant could manufacture 100,000 cars annually. This acquisition didn't just solve Volkswagen's capacity issues. It brought in Audi's highly skilled workforce, as well as new technologies that would redefine Volkswagen's future. One of the most important assets Volkswagen gained from Audi was its 1.7-liter engine. Back then, this engine was considered a groundbreaking technological innovation. It gave Volkswagen a significant advantage over competitors like Ford, especially in terms of efficiency and performance. After the success of the Audi acquisition, Volkswagen made another bold move. Its first-ever international acquisition acquisition. In 1982, Volkswagen signed a cooperation agreement with Spanish carmaker Seat. This acquisition marked Volkswagen's entry into the Western European market in a big way. The timing was perfect. Spain was set to join the European Union in the same year, which meant competition in the region was about to increase dramatically. By acquiring Seat, Volkswagen didn't just gain a foothold in Spain, it became the largest car manufacturer in the country. Seat came with a network of over 1,000 authorized dealers and production facilities with relatively low labor costs. These factories weren't just about lower costs. The workers had decades of experience, often exceeding 30 years, and were among the most qualified in the industry. This combination of cost efficiency and expertise was a massive win for Volkswagen. Volkswagen continued its expansion by acquiring another iconic brand, the Czech automaker Škoda. At the time, Škoda was a state-owned company with a strong reputation in Eastern Europe, including countries like Poland, Hungary, and Czechoslovakia. Škoda's cars were also popular in many Western European countries, giving Volkswagen an even broader reach. The acquisitions of Audi, Seat, and Škoda allowed Volkswagen to dominate the mass market segment, producing vehicles in high volumes while maintaining quality and affordability. But Volkswagen wasn't content with just the mass market. It had its sights set on the luxury car segment. In July 1998, Volkswagen made its move into the world of ultra-luxury cars by acquiring Bentley. This iconic British brand gave Volkswagen immediate access to the elite luxury market. Just a week later, Volkswagen added another gem to its portfolio, Lamborghini, the Italian supercar maker known for its breathtaking designs and performance. The final piece of this luxury puzzle came with the acquisition of Bugatti, the French automaker, famous for its unmatched engineering and record-breaking speeds. By bringing Bugatti, Lamborghini, and Bentley under its umbrella, Volkswagen didn't just create a luxury segment, it created a powerhouse of technical expertise, innovation, and prestige. But the acquisitions didn't stop there. Volkswagen went on to acquire Scania and MAN, two of the biggest names in commercial vehicles, further diversifying its portfolio. Then came Ducati, the legendary superbike manufacturer, which helped Volkswagen tap into the high-performance motorcycle market. Among all these acquisitions, one stands out as Volkswagen's crowning achievement, Porsche. Volkswagen acquired a 50% stake in Porsche, one of the most respected and celebrated sports car manufacturers in the world. This move not only strengthened Volkswagen's presence in the sports car market, but also solidified its position as a leader in innovation and performance. A very astonishing fact about Porsche is that its members are the largest shareholders of the Volkswagen Group. That's right, the Porsche and Volkswagen connection runs much deeper than just cars. In fact, the story of how Porsche acquired the majority of stakes in Volkswagen, while Volkswagen also acquired stakes in Porsche, is one of the most fascinating tales in automotive history. But this story is so intricate that it deserves its own dedicated video. For now, let's focus on the Volkswagen Group and its strategic brilliance. By acquiring so many brands, Volkswagen has positioned itself as a global giant in the automotive industry. But the real magic lies in how the Volkswagen Group operates these brands under one roof. One of the biggest advantages of having so many brands is the sharing of parts across them. Think about it. From luxury car brands like Lamborghini and Bentley to more economical brands like Škoda and Seat, almost all these brands share platforms developed by Volkswagen. For instance, the PL71 platform used in the Audi Q7 and Porsche Cayenne is also found in the Volkswagen Touareg. Similarly, the J1 platform powering the Porsche Taycan is shared with the Audi e-tron GT. This concept of platform sharing is revolutionary. It not only reduces development costs, but also speeds up the production process. Today, many automakers, including Tata Motors, use platform sharing to cut costs and improve efficiency. However, this game-changing concept was innovated by none other than Volkswagen in the late 1990s. But the sharing doesn't stop at platforms. Under Volkswagen's umbrella, even engines are shared across brands. For example, the base variant of the Porsche Macan crossover uses a turbocharged 2-liter engine sourced from Volkswagen and Audi. Similarly, Volkswagen's TFSI engine powers vehicles like the Audi RS-Q8, Porsche Panamera, and Porsche Cayenne. This synergy extends to research and development as well. Instead of each brand operating independently, Volkswagen centralizes R&D, which significantly lowers costs while improving innovation. Let's take the Volkswagen Audi V8 engine as an example. Developed jointly by Volkswagen and Audi in 1988, upgraded versions of this engine are still used across across multiple brands within the group. In 2015, Audi and Lamborghini collaborated on a joint venture to develop engines, including the V6 and V8 models. These engines are now used in several vehicles, showing how shared R&D can lead to groundbreaking results across luxury and performance segments. When it comes to volume brands, the Volkswagen Group's heavyweights, Skoda, Seat, and Volkswagen, account for 80% of the group's sales. These three brands are so closely aligned that Volkswagen has heavily leveraged the concept of part sharing. For example, the Volkswagen Polo, Seat Ibiza, and Skoda Fabia might look different on the outside, but under the hood, they share the same interiors, engines, and even platforms. This extensive part sharing is a double-edged sword. On the one hand, it creates massive cost efficiencies, enabling Volkswagen to offer competitive pricing and maintain profitability. But on the other hand, it can lead to some significant challenges. One of the biggest disadvantages of part sharing is the lack of unique identity among the brands. Take the Volkswagen Polo and the Skoda Fabia, for instance. While they cater to slightly different audiences, the fact that they share so many components can make them feel less distinct. This might not be an issue for budget-conscious buyers, but for enthusiasts or customers looking for something truly unique, it can be a deal-breaker. Another drawback is the risk of large-scale recalls. If a defect is found in a shared part, it can affect multiple models across several brands. This not only leads to financial losses, but can also harm the reputation of the entire group. The biggest downside of part sharing lies in one critical issue: recalls. When a defect or issue is found in a single part shared across millions of vehicles from multiple brands worldwide, the consequences can be staggering. Vehicle recalls, refitting, and resupplying parts on such a massive scale can cost a company billions. This is exactly what happened to the Volkswagen Group back in 2015 during one of the most infamous scandals in automotive history, the Dieselgate scandal. If you've ever heard about Volkswagen's high nitrogen oxide emissions fiasco, you know what I'm talking about. The issue revolved around Volkswagen's TDI diesel engines, which weren't limited to just Volkswagen vehicles. These engines were also installed in Audi and Porsche cars. As a result, the scandal didn't just impact Volkswagen, it snowballed into a crisis for the entire group. Cars from brands like Audi and Porsche had to be recalled, making this one of the largest automotive recalls ever seen. In total, Volkswagen had to recall an astronomical 11 million vehicles worldwide. That's 1 crore and 10 lakh vehicles, to put it in perspective. The cost of this recall, it ran into tens of billions of dollars, not just for fixing the vehicles, but also in legal settlements, fines, and the enormous damage it did to the group's reputation. Yet, despite this colossal setback, the Volkswagen Group remains one of the most powerful and influential car manufacturers in the world. Here's why. Volkswagen's strength doesn't just come from the number of cars it sells, but also from the vast ecosystem of brands it owns. Today, Volkswagen is the largest car manufacturing company in Europe and holds the second position globally, just behind Toyota. But sales and revenue aren't the only areas where Volkswagen dominates. The company's innovation is equally impressive. Consider the legendary W16 engine, a masterpiece of engineering that powers the Bugatti Veyron and Chiron. This engine wasn't just handed to Bugatti on a silver platter, it was the result of years of intensive research and development funded by the Volkswagen Group. Without Volkswagen's resources, a technological marvel like the W16 might never have existed. And this is what sets the Volkswagen Group apart. It isn't just a collection of car brands, it's a powerhouse of innovation, where breakthroughs in engineering are shared across its entire portfolio. Whether it's cutting-edge engines, advanced platforms, or even futuristic electric vehicle technology, Volkswagen leverages its collective strength to push the boundaries of what's possible. If you've made it this far into the video, thank you for sticking with us. If you're enjoying this content, let me remind you to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell icon so you never miss an update. Also, don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and let us know your thoughts in the comments below.